All right, I had a notification that came out, and I thought it would be good to bring this out because we've had some confusion on this, which I can understand. It can be very confusing on this, and that is on the country of Mauritius. Had a notification basically talking about this guy was a national of Mauritius. He was an expat, went in, got a passport in Mauritius, and he said he claimed he did not relinquish any of his other passports. And I had mentioned before in prior notifications that you would have to relinquish all passports according to the law. Now, let me just tell you how this works so you don't get confused. What the law says in some countries and what they make you do are two different matters. My whole thing is, if you don't like the country's law, don't go there to begin with, okay, because you can run all kinds of problems. Okay, Mauritius, I'll just tell you real quick, and then I'm going to read the Nationality Act. What I tell you and what I read out to you is from the Nationality Act. Whether that country exercises and goes by the law is a different matter. There are a lot of countries in Africa, you got it also in Central America, that are corrupt. They don't go by their laws. But what I'm telling you is what is from the Nationality Act in these countries. So whether or not this country enforces it is a different matter, okay? Now, let me just go, I'm going to give you ways that you can get naturalized in Mauritius. I'm going to read them out to you so, you can say I'm wrong, but I'm reading right from the Nationality Act, okay? And before I read this out to you, let me just tell you, Mauritius is not the only country that does this. I mean, we got corruption in, lots of countries. Panama is a good example. Panama, I gave the example of a lawyer that was trying to practice law in Panama, and you can't practice law in the courts of Panama unless you are a citizen of Panama. So he wanted to try to get a citizenship, but he didn't want to relinquish his other passports. So what he did was he basically lied on the application. He stated he was going to drop his U.S. passport and only carry the Panamanian passport. But what happened was that's not what happened. When he was going to relinquish his other passports, he signed documents to relinquish his U.S. citizenships. But he didn't think that was going to go beyond Panama, but it went back to the U.S. government. It went back to the Secretary of State's office. And when he tried to go in the U.S., they stopped at the border. He couldn't get in and found out that they'd canceled his passports. They gave him records on stuff he had signed, which just forwarded him. He had no idea they're going to go back to the U.S. This is why you don't want to be going to countries that, if you don't want to go to countries and get citizenship in countries that don't allow dual citizenship, don't be signing documents like this. Now, I talked to a law firm that's in Panama months ago. They said that the government is not enforcing this dual citizenship. They're having clients that are getting dual citizenship and they're not having to sign those documents anymore. But the law has not changed, okay? So if you want to take that chance, and then, and remember this too, this lawyer is basically they were telling me the government's allowing it. They're not allowing it. They're just not making you sign these forms anymore. And the problem, this is the problem, is I called other law firms, they said that was a pile of crap. It's against the law to do that. And if you have a lawyer that's trying to push this, you got to run for the hills. And this is the type of thing you see in a lot of corrupt countries. Dominican Republic does this kind of crap all the time. And so you really have to be careful with just with the level of corruption that can lead into breaking the law in these countries. And Mauritius, this one guy that was talking about moving, he got his citizenship and passport in Mauritius. Now, I don't know if he got married to a Mauritian citizen, and that helped him get through quicker, because that definitely will help you get quicker. Whether he was a lone wolf and just came in and got this passport, without getting married to anybody else. I don't know. He didn't explain all the details. But I know this is a fact. It's very difficult for you to get the passport in Mauritius to begin with. And you're supposed to, by law, and I'm going to read it out to you, relinquish all your other passports. Whether the government is not getting you to sign a form or not doesn't mean the law doesn't still stand. This is where people are getting confused, okay? Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about here. A couple of things I want to tell you too. If you're also a Commonwealth national, if you got citizenship in Antigua and Barbuda or St. Kitts and Nevis, which are Commonwealth countries, it's easier to get the passport. You're more likely to be put in front of the line to get the passport if you're from Commonwealth countries. That's actually in the Act. I'm not just stating that, it's in the Act. And I'm reading right from the Nationality Act here. The other way is, I'm going to just read them out to you real quickly, is these are the ways you can get it. Children that are legally adopted by a Mauritian parent at the time of completion of a legal adoption automatically acquire Mauritian nationality, with the caveat that if the adoption is by two parents, the male parent must be Mauritian. The other option, there are several other options. The other ones are minor children may be naturalized at the discretion of authorities when the parent acquires nationality. Another option is the spouse of a Mauritian national after 4 years of residency. Now, this guy could have married a Mauritius citizen, okay? So he never mentioned that. Okay, Commonwealth citizens are granted preferential naturalization. I just went through that just a minute ago. Another option is, and this is real important because I did this in other videos, is you can also get the citizenship, they state here, are persons who have made a substantial investment into the development of the country of 500,000 US and above since 1999 after completing a 2-year residency requirement. This is the key, though. I'm not running anybody. I've talked to several law firms down there that have not had people who've applied for the passport after 2 years have gotten it, okay? And even if you can get it, dual citizenship is not allowed, although the government's not enforcing or trying to find out if you have other passports to where you have to relinquish those before you get the other passport. Doesn't wipe out the law, okay? So I'm not wrong. It's just that they haven't gone back to you and filtrated the law in you, okay? And your lawyers are evidently not, there's not a requirement maybe or an enforcement by the government going after your lawyers to do this. Doesn't mean they're not going to do it in the future, though. So if you don't like this aspect that you can't get dual citizenship, then I would avoid that country to begin with, okay? Now, let me give you an example on the nationality law. Okay, on dual nationality, okay, because this is where I'm going to read it right from the law so you can say I'm wrong. I'm reading it right from the law, okay? All right. It says dual nationality is typically allowed in Mauritius for persons of origin since 1995. These are people who basically were born to Mauritius parents, okay? And, but listen to this, but it's prohibited for naturalized persons. It's just as clear as can be, okay? Now, whether this guy ended up, like I don't know all the relative situation with this guy. I don't know if he married a Mauritius citizen. I don't know how long he was there, how many years he lived there, and if he knew the right person. Remember, Africa's a corrupt place, man. You can go in, you can do payoffs, you can know the right people to go in and hire a lawyer that knows his brother's the prime minister. There's all kinds of crap this stuff. When I was in Panama, I ran into a lady who paid for an instant passport, okay? And she, at that point, she'd never had it taken away. Now, she could have been thrown in jail later. I don't know. But I'm going to tell you typically what happens in stuff like this, okay, is the government can go in anytime they want to, okay? And in this case, in Panama, for instance, this Panamanian lawyer was telling people that Panama was allowing this dual citizenship to occur, okay? Although the law said otherwise, they were letting it go. It's not that the government was letting it go. This firm was just pushing it, okay? They were promoting it, okay? And the government, for some reason, stopped this requirement for people to sign documents that were sent to your former citizenship country stating you're going to drop that passport. Just because the government stopped that doesn't mean the law changed. If the law is still in the books, which it is in Panama, okay, you could have a real problem because later they could go after this lawyer and maybe put pressure on him and say, look, you know, you need to turn over all your records on all your clients that got citizenship because we see you're out here promoting dual citizenship in Panama and you're breaking the law. And so what happens is this guy turns over your records because you're one of these people, and then you're in hot water. This is why I tell people, go by the law. If you got a lawyer that's corrupt like this, and sometimes people don't know what the law is. This is why it's important to get with a law firm that knows what they're doing. And because you can really run into all kinds of problems because their law firms, like this one didn't even bring up that dual citizenship wasn't even allowed to. I brought it up. And then they said, oh, but the government's not enforcing that. Well, it's still in the law though. Okay. And, but they said, hey, we don't have any problems. We're getting people getting the second passport. The government's not requiring anything to be signed. I'm telling you, people like that, you got to just run from them. They're going to get you all kinds of trouble, even if it's a lawyer. You have to be careful and stuff like this. Anyway, if you want to know more of this, go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com. If you want to legally get your income taxes to zero, how to get a second passport as quick as 4 to 8 months. And I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, put it below. And don't forget to hit our subscribe button here. You get new videos automatically as they come out. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. We're not a monetized station. This gets more of our videos out. If you give us a thumbs up, we don't ask for money or anything like this in our videos. So do us a favor and hit thumbs up, and I look forward to talking to you in the next video. Take care.